Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is nice to have an opportunity to visit. You are knowing what you are wanting. You are appreciating the contrast of your time and place. You are lying. You forget we read your minds, or more importantly, your vibration. But you are willing to admit that contrast is a good thing because it causes you to focus. And focusing is creating. Yes, it is, even more than what you move around with action. You are the creator of your experience, and you create through focusing your thought. So when you are pondering, you are creating. When you are imagining, you are creating. When you are remembering, you are creating. When you are pretending, whenever you are focusing, whether it is past or present or future, you are creating. To understand that creating is really a three-step process, that the contrast helps you to give birth to step one, which is the birthing of a desire. And so contrast helps you do that, doesn't it? Don't you always know more clearly that you want more money when you don't have enough? Or that you want to be well when you don't feel so well? Or that you want someone to play with when you feel lonely and have no one to play with? And so your desires are born out of the variety that you're living. And when that desire is realized within you, even before you speak it, you don't even have to speak it. A rocket of desire emanates from you because remember, you are vibrational beings. And you transmit your rocket, and your rocket precedes you into your future experience. We call it a pre-paving rocket. And source energy, who understands the nature of your creation, focuses upon that rocket too. And your future satisfaction, your future gratification, your future creation is worked upon and added to, and is beginning and is expanding and is yours. Not only does that rocket precede you, but it dovetails with every other rocket that you send off. So your future experience is constantly being formed by your now experience of identifying preference. So when something happens and you don't like it, you send out an automatic rocket of what you would prefer instead. And your future experience, it would be nice if you could see it in some ways, although knowing what we know about you, you'd all be looking there instead of here. And here is where all of your power is. And so we are really not wanting to turn your attention too much to this floodgate of well-being and source energy that is surrounding the nucleus of the desire that you have set forth. In other words, if you could see an aerial view as we see it, you would realize that your future experience is filled with all of the things that you've been launching into it. That's step one. Contrast makes you want stuff. So you ask. Step two is not your work. That's the part we were telling you about, where source energy focuses upon what you're asking for, and the laws of the universe come into place, and the fairies of the universe, as we like to call it, massage and tend to your creations. We would like to tell you that your creations are all being held carefully for you, where they are expanding and thriving, by the way, in a sort of vibrational escrow, just waiting for you to deliberately or indeliberately apply step three. And step three is really what we call this gathering. We've named it the art of allowing. Step three is your work. Step three is where you find some way, somehow, to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. In other words, when you ask for more money, the universe says, done. And avenues and circumstances and events begin aligning for you. But when you stand in your now and you complain that you don't have enough money, You hold yourself a vibrational mismatch to the desire that is yours, that is being held for you in vibrational escrow. So it's yours, it's there, but you have to let it in. And the way you let it in is you become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. So you have to focus upon what you want rather than focus upon what you don't want. But that's tricky, isn't it? Because after all, wasn't it contrast? Wasn't it moving around through things wanted and unwanted? And wasn't it the unwanted things that really gave birth to a lot of your desires? It was. In other words, it was living without something wanted. It was feeling the discomfort of having something wanted not happen that you launch and continue to launch. You clarify, you add amendment after amendment after amendment to your desires. Your desires are changing constantly, and source energy is keeping up with every one of them. The facilities of the universe and source energy, or God, whatever you're wanting to call it, keep up with your creative endeavor. It is our promise to you that there is nothing that you cannot create, no exception. No state of being you can't change, no state of having, no state of doing, nothing that cannot be changed. We would like you to catch a glimpse with us of your future experience, because it is full of all kinds of things that you've been asking for that you have not been letting in. So a gathering like this is really tailored toward helping you to find vibrational alignment with your source energy. And the way you find vibrational alignment with your source energy is by feeling your way there, by being aware of the emotional guidance system within you and realizing that because your source energy is pure positive energy, the heart of you is pure positive energy. You are liquid love. You are pure positive energy. You are resistant free. Do you get that? That there is allowing, which is full connection to who you are, and there is resistance or disallowing, and that on the allowing end it feels good, and on the disallowing end it feels not good. It's a tricky thing that many of you have done to each other, where somehow you've convinced yourself that if it feels good, it isn't. And if there's a lot of struggle and suffering in it, then it's virtuous and worthy. And we say, if it feels good, that means you are achieving vibrational alignment with the whole of that which you are. Negative emotion, that empty feeling of negative emotion, whether you call it fear or anger, the more severe it is, the emptier it feels. But can't you feel that it is the disallowing of who you really are that you are experiencing when you are in the midst of negative emotion? So we're not here to encourage you against negative emotion, because we think negative emotion is helpful any more than we would want you to put Novocaine in your fingers so you don't feel the hot stove. It is helpful to know what you are doing vibrationally. What we are encouraging is that you be aware of how you are feeling, and more important, you are aware that the vibration, which is your point of attraction, and the way it feels are always a match. We're going to talk a lot today about emotions, and we'll show you, if you're wanting, how to move up the emotional scale. We want you to realize that you have the ability, no matter what's happening and no matter how you feel, to change the vibration. But it takes some focus, and most of all, it takes understanding what the work is.